everybody, my name is Zipelele and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be my very first class that I record for you today, and I'm hoping to do a lot more of these classes, and I hope to grow into this beautiful community of this beautiful practice of yoga. So just a little bit of how the class is going to go today. It's going to be a vinyasa based style of yoga. So we're going to be ideally flowing with one breath, one movement. If there is anything during the practice that you experience in the body and you do need to pull a little bit back, please feel free to allow the body to just come down for a little bit of a breather. But do me a favor, everybody, don't stay down there too long, right? Come right back up when the body and the breath is feeling a little bit more settled, and come and join back into the practice. Just things to remember for our practice of yoga: we do not push the body beyond to what the body is capable of reaching and it's accessible to the body. The point of this practice is not to put strain on the body, right? And if there is anything that is medically related and anything that involves injuries in the body, when the body starts speaking to you, please listen to it, which it often does, right? Feel free to engage into the poses and into the postures as far as it's comfortable for the body, but do not allow yourself to stay into the comfort zone, right? Try to find balance between what it is that needs effort and what it is that it needs a little bit more of ease into our practice. Beautiful. We're going to get started with a little bit of a meditation for today's practice. So for this session today, I would like to open it up with a meditation, finding ourselves in the child's pose. So I'm going to turn myself around, allow myself to occupy the space at the center of our mat. My knees are going to open to just above the edges of our mat. Allow the big toes at the back to touch. That space that is between the thighs, allow the belly to come down. My arms are on a straightened mountain at the front. Bring the forehead down onto the floor. And just take this bit of time to allow ourselves to become centered. We're finding a connection to our breath. Some of you, the arms may be a little bit more elevated, just off the heels. If that is as far as you can manage today, allow the body to settle in a way that is achievable for you today. But ideally, I would like you to try and bring the thighs more towards the space in between the belly into the space between the thighs, and then the buttocks are going to be sitting onto your heels. We're going to settle down here with our breath. Remember that in our practice of yoga, we breathe in through the nose and we exhale through the nose. Let's try to make those inhales long and slow, feeling those bellies and those lungs. Ideally, the belly is expanding more than the chest. This is going to be a time that we take at the beginning of our practice to find the connection to the breath. We are also using this time to check in physically with the body, how you are feeling. There is possibly some areas in the body where there is tension, discomfort, maybe even pain. Hopefully none of the latter. But if there is, you acknowledge it with no judgment, with no criticism. And you release and let go of whatever it is that doesn't serve mentally and emotionally with your next exhale. We are also going to take this time to give a little bit of meaning to our practice for this session. Whether you're working with an intention, or whether you're saying a mantra, for this practice, one basic thing that I would like for all of us to keep our focus on is just going to be your breath. Remember that to our flow classes, which are Vinyasa style, all the asana, all the different postures and poses are linked and connected by the breath. So make that your focus for today's practice. Let's stay in this little bit of a child's pose for a further 2 more rounds of breathing. And then we're going to start to lift the palms off the floor, coming into the fingertips. The whole entire arm will raise up in the air, but still keep the buttocks down into your heels. Still keep that face down into the mat. Just start to walk those fingers all the way towards the short side of your mat. Raising those arms. You are pulling those arms right from the shoulder blades. And then gently start to press the palms back down to the floor, but the arms stay elevated. And with the next breath, we're going to gently start to lift up the body. The face pulls up away from the floor. We slide those hands onto our mat as we gently lift up. We are coming here into a tabletop position. Let's align the tabletop. Flat backs, toes at the back are going to flatten. The shoulders and the wrists are aligned. The knees and the hips are also in line. We're going to give a raise onto our right arm first. Give it a good stretch all the way towards your front, facing the short side of the mat. Thumbs are at the top, pinkies are at the bottom. Left leg will also lift at the back. We're turning the toes to point down to the floor. Give a good stretch into that left leg. Hold and breathe into that space. That palm of that left hand is softly but firmly pressing down into your mat, keeping you here as stable as possibly can. You may feel that the body sometimes is swaying from side to side, and that's okay. Just acknowledge that. And then we're going to draw elbow and knee and knit the body to touch as the face pulls towards the chest. Hold and breathe for a round of breath. Straighten that left leg, straighten that right arm. Point the toes down to the floor. Once again, pull elbow and knee and knit the body to touch. Face goes towards the chest. Back rounds. Give it a good stretch. Left leg lifts. Right arm lifts. And last time, pull elbow and knee and knit the body to touch. And give it a good stretch. Keep both those knees up. Right arm swings towards the back. Left knee bends, bringing the heel a little bit closer to the bum. Hold that left foot with your right hand. Feeling that push and pull between the hand and the foot. Knee comes up a little bit higher. Hold and breathe. And gently recover. Relaxing the head, grounding the knee. Stabilizing to your tabletop. Left arm is going to come out. Right leg comes out. Toes once again with the right foot point down towards the floor. Arm is at shoulder height. Leg at hip height. Pull elbow and knee underneath the body. The back will round. Face will draw to the chest. Raise and extend all those limbs. Pull them into touch. Elbow and knee. Extend. Come up and stretch those limbs. One last time. Pull them into touch. And we're reaching them out. Left arm swings back, grabs a hold of the foot, raising that knee, pull and push between the hand and the foot. Gently recover, grounding the knee, grounding the hand. Cat-cow breathing here. Lower the belly, inhale, gaze up. Using your exhale, round into your back, chin goes to the chest, navel to the spine. Head stretch. Pull in. Lower the belly. Gazing up. Calf stretch. We're exhaling. Using our cat stretch. Back around. Chin to chest. Belly to spine. One last time. Lower the belly. Take your gaze up towards the ceiling or the sky if you are working outside. We're releasing into our cat stretch. The back will round. Change your chest, belly to spine. Release that cat stretch and flatten your back. One last warm up here. Cat cow. Right arm. Raise it all the way up. Follow through with your gaze. The fingertips are reaching towards the ceiling or the sky. Lower down the raised arm. Replacing it and the body bending into that left elbow. Releasing in and shoulder on the right side onto that floor. Palm of raised hand. Facing up towards the ceiling. Pull out that right arm and reach the hand all the way up. Lower it down. Knead it through. Grounding ear and shoulder on the floor, gaze up, bending onto that left elbow. One last time. Pull out the right arm and reaching the hand all the way up. Placing the hand once again all the way down to the floor, ear and shoulder grounds. Left fingers walk up towards the crown of your head or towards the top of your mat. Left leg extends all the way towards the back, tap the toes, the leg is lifted off the mat. But the toes remain grounded for now. And then for those that can, raise that left leg all the way up into the air. Be mindful of balance here, everybody. Hold and breathe. Gently release that left leg back down into the floor. Walk those fingers back or just simply slide the head backwards or lifting up. Right arm all the way up into the air. Gently release, placing the hand back down into the floor. Realign your tabletop, opposite side of the body. Straight the hip. Left arm up, all the way up into the air. Lower down, lift it through. Bending onto that right elbow. Ear and shoulder on the left side up. Your gaze goes towards the ceiling. Pull out the left arm, reaching the hand all the way up towards the ceiling. Follow through with your eyes. Lower it down. Knead it through, bending onto that right elbow, ear and shoulder grounds your gaze, up it goes towards that ceiling. One last time, pull out that arm, reach it all the way up, and then lower down, grounding ear and shoulder on the floor, fingers of the right hand, take a walk all the way towards the top of your mat, right leg, tap the toes, lifting it off the floor for now, keep the toes grounded. And then once you are feeling a little stable, that leg will raise up into the air. Be mindful of balance here, everybody. Once again, just hold and breathe. Relax that raised leg back down to the floor. Walking the fingers back or sliding the hand. Pull out left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Follow through with your eyes. Lower down that raised hand. Back into tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Lifting knees off the floor. Up you come, tailbone up in the air. Down dog. Alternating raises. One heel at a time will raise, bending into the knee. Order of the legs is irrelevant. Grounding the raised heel, raise into the opposite foot. Continue moving those heels up and down. Adding a little bit of swing in the hips from side to side. Giving your head a couple of nods, no shaking from side to side. Alternate that with a couple of nods, yes, up and down. The feet are pending. The heels are swaying from side to side, or the hips rather are swaying from side to side. Do whatever it is that feels good in your own body there. Just remember your breath in and out through the nose. Continue for about 2 more rounds of breath. We are moving and doing whatever it is that feels good to our own bodies. And with the next inhale, we're going to hold into a downward facing dog. Pressing your heels down into the mat, drawing the belly towards the thighs. A slight bend into the knees here may be taken, especially if you're feeling that your back is arching. But you are looking towards your feet, and you are breathing for another round of breath. Right leg is going to come back in the air, come into the ball of the left foot, 3-legged dog, bend into the right knee, land that foot outside of your right hand. Tap toes at the back, heel is off the floor, left knee comes down to the floor, Flatten the toes, push open the right knee with your right hand, the right foot will come into its outer edge. Take your gaze slightly towards the back of right shoulder. Bring it back, grounding the right foot, release the right hand into the outside of the left right foot. Push the buttocks back, toes at the front will lift, leg straightens, quad. You're moving into a half split here, half split. Release the toes at the front, they will ground. Push open the right knee with your right hand. You're taking your gaze towards the back, low lunge, quad stretch. Bring it back to the front, releasing the foot to ground. Push the buttocks towards the heel at the back, toes at the front, lift while the leg straightens. And all the way forward, grounding the right toes, tucking the toes of the left foot, left knee comes off the floor, step it back with the right leg into a down dog. Left leg is going to come up in the air, coming into the ball of the right foot. Draw that knee to the chest, land that left foot outside your left hand. Right knee comes down to the floor, flattening the toes with your left hand, pushes open that left knee to the side. Your gaze is slightly backwards, low lunge quad stretch. Recover, releasing, grounding that left hand, push back with the buttocks towards that right heel, left leg straightens, toes lift. Half split. All the way back forward, toes on the front left foot, release, push open. Left knee with the left hand. Right hand remains grounded on the floor. You're gazing towards the left shoulder. One last time. Back towards the front. Grounding the hand. Tuck toes at the back. Knee lifts off the floor. Place left foot back at the back of your mat. Back into down dog. Looking up at your hands. Small little steps. We're going to walk ourselves all the way towards the top of our mat. Small little steps, walking from. Remain in your forward fold. Bring the arms towards the back. Interlace into those fingers. Draw the shoulder blades together. Let them completely with those arms deeper into the forward fold. A slight bend in the knees here, maybe take it if it serves. Continue to come up. The fist will drop past the buttocks as we start to lift it up. We're coming into standing upright. Go into a back bend here. The chin will lift off from the chest. Drop shoulders away from ears. You are up towards the ceiling with your gaze. Release those hands. Bring the arms along the side of the body. Open those arms wide along the side of the body. Pray your hands above the head. Take your gaze up. Deep inhale here. Lifting both the heels off the floor, coming to the balls of the foot. We're holding and we're breathing. Ground those heels for me. Separate the hands, palms of the hands face one another. Come up into the standing onto the left foot. Come up with the right knee. Release that hand down to the knee. Your right arm takes a swing all the way towards the back. We're going into a standing twist here with one knee up. Thumb is at the top of the right hand. Pinkies at the bottom. Recover the right arm for me. Bring both the arms along the side of your ears. Standing with right knee up. Right knee up. Now those arms are going to take a swing all the way towards the back. Palms are going to face down into the floor. We release that left leg. Keep it floating all the way towards the back as we hinge the body forward. A little low flying warrior here. The hands will release down to the floor. Keep that right leg up. Ground the hands, holding with the fingertips or palms down to the floor. Continue to draw the forehead up towards that front shin. As that right leg finds a little bit more of a higher lift, standing split. We're releasing that left foot as we come into the fingertips. Ground that right foot, keep the toes tucked and the heels off the mat, bending into that left knee. Stabilize here. Arms come up along the side of the ears. High crescent lunge, cactus arms, bend those elbows, puff out that chest, take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Bring those arms, once again, towards your back, interlacing into those fingers. That back foot, step in slightly, heel grounds, straighten into the front leg, drop that face towards the front shin.
Arms come up, transitioning here into pyramid pose. Let them completely with those arms, fist is going towards the back of your head. Hold and breathe. Separate those hands, ground and frame the front foot. Slide the right foot a little bit further back, keeping the heel off the floor. Left leg, give it a good slide onto the mat. It's going to raise all the way towards the back to find a three-legged dog. Lower down from here, bending the elbows, the body comes down. The left foot will ground. A little vinyasa here, coming up into your up dog. We're rolling over those toes, tailbone up. Downward facing dog. We're looking up at our hands. We're walking ourselves all the way towards the top of our mat. When we get to the top of our mat, bring those arms towards the back, interlacing into those fingers. Roll it up for me. Coming up into standing with the left knee. Left side of the body. Left hand on top of the knee. Right hand on top of the knee. Left arm opens towards the back. Standing twist. Recover from your standing twist. The left arm comes back towards the front, arms on the side of the ears. Keep that left knee up. Swing those arms backwards, palms of the hands will face down. Hinge forward, left leg all the way towards the back. Little low flying warrior. You may have a slight bend into the standing knee for stability and balance. Hold and breathe. We're going to release those hands back down onto the floor. The left leg continues coming up, standing split. Let's recover. Lift it up slightly with the torso, ground that back foot. Release the heel down to the floor, straighten both the legs, slide those hands a little bit back. Raising the arms all the way up towards your back, interlace into those fingers. Draw the shoulder blades together. Pyramid pose. Breathe. Separate those hands, ground and frame the front foot. Left foot will slide slightly back, front knee will bend, arms on the side of the ears. Heel of the back foot is off the floor, cactus arms, bend those elbows, puff the chest out, taking your gaze up towards the ceiling. Hold and breathe. Reach those arms forward. Ground those hands, frame front foot, front leg, slides all the way towards the back to find out even a dog raising into that right leg. Come to the bottom of the left foot, elbows will bend, we lower down. Pull the body up to the arms, right foot grounds, toes will flatten, up in your up dog. Roll those toes, tailbone. All the way up into the air, down dog. Press your heels down to the floor. Stabilize for a little bit of a breather here, just take lots of breath into a downward facing dog. Reset. Slow down the racing heartbeat. Bring your focus and your awareness back into your breath. And just hold for another round of breath. Not too long of a recovery here. We're looking up at our hands. The right foot, we're going to step it forward, landing the foot in between the hands. Left heel will walk around, toes will turn. Bring your right hand down to the floor, the inside of the right foot, bending into that right knee, the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling, following through with your eyes. And then reach the fingers of that left hand, palm is face down, extended side angle pose. Recover that raised left hand, placing that hand onto your waist. Straighten onto the front knee. Bring that right arm over and above the body. We transition here into your reverse triangle. The left hand slides down the back leg. Palm of the raised hand down facing the floor. Your gaze is up towards the ceiling. Reverse triangle. We're going to take it back forward, resting the right hand on top of the shin of the right leg once again. Left arm all the way up. Now Trikonasana triangle pose. Remember the neck is a continuation of your spine. so that head does not drop. Keep your gaze up towards that ceiling, looking straight across the room if there are neck injuries or maybe even down to the floor. If you wish to place the fingers of the right hand just slightly to touch the mat on the inside of the right foot, do so. We're going to come up with both the arms onto our shoulder height. Keep the legs exactly as they are. Bending into the front knee, take a warrior two. Your gaze is always in the middle finger of the hand that is at the front. So this time we are looking at our right hand. Bringing your hands onto your heart space in prayer. Turn the toes of that right foot to face the long side of the mat. Bending to the right knee, lower those buttocks down, the left heel grounds, the toes lift, open those arms up. A little variation here of Skanasana. Drop as low as you can, everybody. Relax those hands down to the floor, sweep it all the way to face the left foot. Tuck toes of the right foot under, toes will tuck. Stabilize the body here. We're going to work the other side of your body. If you need to shift anything, shift the body and then hold and breathe for me. Everybody, we've turned around. Now we are facing our left foot. That back heel is going to relax down into the floor and the toes will turn to face the left side of the mat. Our left hand is going to come down onto the inside of the front foot. Left knee is bent. Right arm all the way up towards the A, extended side angle. We are reaching the fingers of the right hand all the way towards the front, turning the palm to face down into the floor. Stabilize here. Remember that left knee stepped on top of your left ankle. Recover, straighten into the front leg. Release the raised back hand, down into the leg, straighten into the front leg. Take it here into a reverse triangle pose. Palm of the left hand faces down onto the floor. We're going to release it back forward. Left hand relaxes down onto the floor. Fingertips on the inside of that left foot or maybe hand on shin. Right arm all the way up. Triangle pose. Trikonasana. Remember where your gaze is. Hold it in the same space as you did on the right side. Up in the air towards the ceiling. Or straight across the room, or directly down into the floor. Your choice. We're going to recover, bend into the front knee, arms and shoulder height, squaring the hips, they face the long side of the mat, and bend into the left knee to take a warrior two, hold and breathe. We're going to turn the toes of that left foot to face the short side of the mat, and we're going to drop. Opening up those arms, a little bit of Skanasana here. Relax those hands back down onto the floor, sweep. Turn yourselves around to face the front foot, which is your right foot. Tuck toes at the back, heel raises. Simply slide that right foot all the way towards the back. The knees will come down onto the floor. Pressing your heels down, or rather pressing your buttocks onto your heels. Face down onto the floor. Come down for a little bit of a reset. Child's pose. 3 rounds of breath is as short as it's going to get. Stabilize, slow down the racing heartbeat, slow down the breathing. I'm sure you are starting to feel the movement of a flowing class. Next breath. Keep those forearms down. The face comes off the mat. Lift the buttocks off your heels. Tuck your toes under. Knees will come off the floor. Tailbone all the way up, down dog. Walk those feet as if you are coming up into the down dog, but you're going up for dolphin. Walk those feet up. Heels will ground. Press those feet down into the floor. Some of you, your heels may be elevated. It's okay. Keep that hand off the floor. Hold and breathe into dolphin. We're going to push it up into back into our down dog now. Those feet may have to slide a little bit back. Raise right leg up. Come to the ball of that left foot. Draw the knee to the chest. Leg that foot outside of your right hand. Slide that left foot slightly backwards. Bring the forearms down to the floor. Lizard. Check that the front knee has not overtaken the toes. For those that are really struggling here to the lizard, ground that back knee, flatten the toes. Ideally though, we are holding lizard with the back knee off the floor, toes are tucked. Hold and breathe. Now relax that back knee down to the floor, flatten the toes, come up into your hands. Heel and toe that right foot more towards the center of your mat. We're coming up with the right arm all the way up into the air. The left arm takes rest into your lower back. Low lunge with the back bend. Recover from that. Bring back that right hand towards the front. Release the left arm from the back. Ground your left hand down into the inside of the right foot. Toes at the back will tuck. Heel is off the floor. Reaching right arm up into the air. And revolved. Extended side angle pose. Release, raise hand back down to the floor. Frame the front foot. Right leg comes up towards the back. Side plank. Left leg at the bottom. You're on your left hand. Right arm is up. Step the legs and the feet on top of one another. Separate the legs. Right leg lift. Bend the knee and the foot behind you. Transitioning here into your wild thing. Recover from wild thing. Release that raised hand back down to the floor. Flip yourselves around. We once again tailbone up. Down with the forearms. Dolphin pose. Push it up into those hands. Down dog. Left leg all the way up. Ball of that right foot. Heel is off the floor. Bend into the knee. Land the left foot outside the left hand. Slide right foot all the way towards the back. Front knee remains bent. Down you come to your forearms. Lizard pose. Be mindful of the alignment of that left leg. Knees stand on top of the ankle. Push it right back up into those hands. Heel and toe that left foot a little bit closer to the center of the mat. Right hand stays down onto the floor. Left arm takes a reach all the way up towards the air. Extended side ankle pose. Release the raised hand back down. Frame the front foot. Raise that left leg all the way up. Extend it to the back. Turn yourselves around. Side plank on your right side of the body. Left arm is up in the air. Raise that top leg. Bend the knee. Drop the foot behind you. Wild thing. Reach the fingers of that left hand towards the front. We're going to recover. Relaxing the raised hand back down to the floor. Flipping yourselves around. Plank. Bend those elbows. Lower. Hover above the floor. Chaturanga. Pull the body forward. Flatten the toes. Bring back hands. Stack them on top of one another to the front. Underneath the face. Place the forehead to take a little bit of a breather into your crocodile pose. A little bit of a breather here, everybody. One last round of breath. Lift the forehead off the floor, slide those hands underneath the shoulders. Lift the elbows off the floor, but tuck those arms in. No chicken wings here. Lift it up with just a little bit of a chest off the floor. Little baby cobra. Everything else is down onto the mat. Use the next inhale. Slide those hands a little bit forward. Push it right back up. Full seal, everybody. Shoulders away from ears. Little bit of a deeper engagement into the lower back. Release it, come back down, bend the elbows, lower down, extend the chest and the head, bring the legs together, the back to touch, lifting those feet off the floor. Arms are gonna go back along the legs are off the mat, chest lift it up, we are flying that locust here. Breathe, 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 everybody hold it engaged, squeeze those glutes, lift it up with those legs, bring the legs together, point your toes, bring those hands down underneath the shoulders. Press the knees down onto the floor, lift up the body, push those buttocks towards those heels. We're taking recovery in child's pose. Breathe.
One last round of breath. Lift the face off the floor. Come to stand onto your knees. Slide those hands back as you come to stand onto our knees. Separate the feet. Toes are pointing towards the back of the mat. Hands, palms are going to rest onto your lower back with the fingers pointing backwards or pointing downwards towards the floor. Elbows are going to point towards your heels. The chin will lift. The head will tilt back. Push that lower back forwards. Engagement of your lower back here for camel. Progression in our camel. Release those hands down into your heels. Do not change anything else about the body. Maintain that bend. Pushing the pelvis area a little bit more forward. Now full engagement into that lower back as we hold into camel pose. Our focus pose for today's practice. Hold and breathe for another 2 more rounds of breath. Beautiful. Gently recover, releasing those hands from your heels, placing your lower backs, recover from that back bend. Come down with just the crown of the head onto the floor. Place your hands down for support. Now bring the arms towards your lower back. Interlace into those fingers, reach those arms up. Recovering here, come to pose from that back bend. Then inhale and exhale. And then maybe another, just breathe, come down into child's pose. Take a variation that serves. Arms along the side of the legs if you wish. Or if you wish to please them, completely in front you may. 2 more rounds of breath here. Gently lift up from child's pose. Come to take a seat onto your heels. Let's go down for cooling, everybody. Swing those legs from underneath the body. Bring yourselves to the center of your mat. Keep your feet grounded. Keep your knees up. Keep that spine full length. The arms will come up along the side of your legs. Palms of the hands facing one another, form a C curve. Gently roll that body down. For those that wish to bring the arms down to the floor, the side of the body, to allow the back to come down with a little bit of more ease, do so. Knees are staying up, feet up rounded. Bring the knees up to the chest, and wrap your arms around those legs, and a gentle rocking of the body from side to side. Breathing in out through the nose. If you wish to sign up that breath for just one, release first before you move back into engaging your breath. In and out through the nose, you may do so. Now those arms are going to let go of the legs. You're going to open up into a T, palm may face up or face down. Legs will extend all the way towards the top. Keep them straight, keep them together. Resist the temptation of utilizing momentum here, everybody. When those legs are going to release towards the right hand side, they completely come down to the floor. Be mindful that the left shoulder does not lift off the floor. Keep it pressed down onto that mat, but your gaze may go over towards the left shoulder. Toes of the feet may rise up to meet the fingers of that right hand. Grab a hold of those toes, set it into your Sudan twist here. Breathe in and out through the nose. Let go of those toes, allow the legs to slide back. Up those legs are going to come, keep them together, everybody. Resist momentum, release, release all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Press it down with that spine, all the legs come down to the left hand side. Grab a hold of those toes with the left hand. Turning your gaze over towards the right shoulder. Breathe here. Let go of those toes, raise those legs up, everybody, up, 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 make it a slow come up, core is engaged, up those legs come. Left leg is the only one that places down onto the floor. We are bending into that right knee, we are holding that knee down at the chest, utilizing both the hands. Squeeze onto that right leg. Now let go with your left hand, help that right knee to go over the left thigh. Right arm will open up into the side. Keep that right knee bent if you wish, or straighten into that leg completely. That left foot, you'll see that maybe the toes have turned out. Allow them to do that. That leg remains straight. The right leg has an option of a bent knee or a straightened right leg. Let's recover that right knee back to the chest. Press it down, utilizing both your hands. And then allow that leg to straighten completely down into the floor. Left knee is going to come up into the chest. Wrap your hands around that knee and press it down at the chest. With your right hand, help that left knee to cross over that left thigh. Left arm opens up to the side. You may straighten into that left leg if you wish, or that leg remains bent. But your gaze is over towards your left shoulder. Let's bring back that left leg, the knee to the chest, and then the right knee comes up to join. Our arms wrap around the legs and the gentle rock of the body from side to side, massaging into your back and the spine, releasing the head too if it serves from side to side. Continue massaging into your back for about 3 rounds of breath in and out of the nose. Remember, it's how we breathe throughout our entire practice. Find the stillness, letting go of the legs, bottom of the feet up towards the ceiling. Hold around the ankles, around the shins, or the other side of your feet. Pressing down with the knees to on the armpits. Separating those legs, gentle kicks from side to side. Rocking with that body, happy baby, everybody. Move in a way that it feels good to your own body. Enjoying your breath as we starting to wind it down with the movements, with those kicks. They're not as vigorous anymore. This happy baby is starting to drone to sleep. And we're letting go of whatever it is that we are holding in our legs, bring the feet to ground. Arms along the side of the body, the feet may come to touch, knees opening to the side, and press that spine into your mat. Pulling the chin towards the chest. For those that would like to engage in full Shavasana, legs will straighten towards the edges of our mat. The toes will fall open to the sides of your feet. Nothing in this body is engaged anymore. The body is in complete rest. The knees are not locked. The belly is no longer engaged. The eyes maybe are closed. The frown between the brow, let it go. Arms are resting on the side of the body. Palms face up. Fingers forming a natural curl. The jaw is relaxed. The tongue is resting at the top of your mouth. Maybe one last sigh out the breath in the mouth. Feeling your whole entire body being supported by the earth. And enjoy the next couple of minutes of just pure relaxation. For those that wish to stay a little bit longer in the Shavasana, you may continue to stay in the Shavasana for as long as it serves you. For everybody else who needs to start to get up, we're going to start to release the head gently from side to side. We are adding little movements to the fingers and the toes. Rotations in the wrists and the ankles. Finding stillness from all those movements. Legs come together to touch, pointing your feet, arms come up, giving yourself a good stretch. Those arms will lengthen all the way towards the top of your heads. Bring those arms down to hug both the knees to the chest and then rock off the body from side to side, make it a gentle rock, everybody. Finding stillness, keeping the body as is. Head will lift off the floor, chin moves up towards the knees. Head comes back down to the floor, let go of your legs, roll yourselves into your right hand side, utilizing your right hand as a cushion. Take a moment here to reflect as you relax down into your fetal position. Acknowledge how you are feeling mentally and emotionally. If anything still lingers for you that doesn't serve you, with your next exhale, completely let it go. And nice and gently come up, pressing with your left hand. Try to turn yourselves around to face in the right direction, keeping your eyes closed. Find yourself in a comfortable seated position, keeping that spine at full length, shoulders away from your ears. Bring the palms together, resting those hands into your heart space. As we first give honor to His perfect and divine bodies, we thank ourselves for coming into practice. Feel free to keep your prayer hands at heart, or maybe place your thumbs onto your third eye, space between the eyebrows. As we acknowledge one another, may all beings be happy, may all beings be free, and may all beings be complete, whole, and healthy. If you wish to say that to me, you may do so. Namaste. I hope you have enjoyed that, everybody, and I hope to meet you very soon on our mats once again for maybe another floor class or maybe a more of an alignment-based class, whichever one it is that you are going to join me with. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, and remember this practice is always available to you whenever it is that you need it. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Take care of yourselves.